Is going on, everybody? KJ Wiggums back with another episode on Westby, Wisconsin. This is Saving Paps Farm. How is everybody doing? Man, I hope you all are doing well. So, before we jump into things, I gotta say, now I've been a little MIA here for the last week or so. I ended up getting a new computer, and it took some time getting everything over and getting it all set up and where I wanted it to be. I'm hoping with the upgrade, I went from a GTX GeForce 1070 to a 3070. So the graphics card went up. I went over to the SSD. I just had a decent amount of stuff done, and I am super excited to start trying it all out. I want to get back into streaming as well. But before we do that, I have another monitor coming, so I'm going to wait until that gets here before I do any more live streams. So I figured I'd jump on here and we'd get a little bit of stuff done around the farm. Now, we were heading down. I told you guys I was still looking for another combine for the farm. And I got a call from a buddy of mine, Rob, and he told me about one that was not too far up the road. So we're going to ride up there. We're going to go check this out. It is a older combine, like I said. It's not anything new. Of course, we are trying to stick with the older, smaller stuff. So unfortunately for that part, but I don't think we need to spend a lot of money. This dude's only looking for $12,000 for this combine. So at the end of the day, it's still within our budget. And I just think overall it's going to be a win for us, to be honest. And right now that's all we need to do, because as you can tell, our money is down significantly. Well, if you joined I believe it was the last live stream that we had talked about buying some new property across the street, and we did. So we now have another 100 acres on the farm, and with that, we're going to need more equipment. So I'm trying to look around, continue to buy some older equipment and stuff like that we can get started. Almost under the guidelines of we have a whole nother farm, so I'd almost like to double a lot of our equipment. Not so much the tractors. I think right now we have a fair amount of tractors where we can work our now 200 acre farm, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. But when it comes to harvesting and all that stuff, we are going to need some other things. We are going to need 2 combines. We are going to need some extra planters and seeders, I think, to get us through the year, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm told that it was alongside the road. I thought by now we would have come up to it, but I wonder if I passed it. Nope. Look up there. There it is. Go ahead and pull on in here. Oh yeah, she is old. Alright, we'll turn you off for now. That's fine. Oh wow. It's another 15-foot head. That's what we have for our New Holland right now anyway. It doesn't look too bad. But yeah, Ford 6042 is what we are. It's not what we are looking at. I'm gonna buy it. That's 12 grand. For everything attached, I really can't turn that down. That'll do everything that we need it to do. And I mean, we'll get it up there, we'll take it in and we'll look at it. I'll check all the hydraulic hoses and the cylinders and everything like that. We'll, you know, do the grease fittings, check the belts and everything like that. Get her a good clean and everything. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys that before we get started in the day. So I did talk with him already. I told him we would be down at some point today to look at everything to make sure I can drive it back to the farm, and then we'll just have to wait. I'll get some help, and then we'll get that back to the farm today at some point. But I think what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna head back to the farm, and then we are going to get started on baling our alfalfa field. We got that cut in the montage, I'm going to say last week, I think. Maybe 2 weeks ago when I did that video, I'm not sure. But we're going to get that all baled up and get that hay ready to go. So I will see you back at the farm. Alrighty, so as you can see, we have we have all the grass over there cut. I did take care of a lot of that off camera, just getting that stuff prepped. Now, if you watched the live stream the other night, you would have seen we baled that all up. I did pre-record this before the live stream, just so I had everything ready to go. But yeah, we get that taken care of. I get all that baled up, and or at least at this point I'm supposed to. But yeah, I figure with all of that, we can turn all of that into silage, and that will help bring in a decent amount of money as well, which is always a good thing when it comes to trying to expand the farm. But we're going to head down here. We are going to get some baling done on our alfalfa, and then I guess I have to start looking at how I want to do the fields for this year. I know we need to have some corn for our dry ear corn and for our CCM, because we're probably running low on that. We're good on silage corn. I'm not going to need any more of that again this year. We're going to have to do another field or two of barley, and I'm thinking I'm going to move the alfalfa field as well. Yeah, I think what I'll do is, we'll bring up a map here in a little bit, and we'll go over and we'll see what we can do, because there's going to be some expansion across the road as well with those fields, just because they're still pretty narrow. So I think that we should be able to get a decent amount of expansion on those. But right now what we're going to do is we are going to get some alfalfa. So I think what I'll do, we'll go around, we'll do this headland first, and then we will come out. There we go. Perfect. I wasn't sure if I turned that that on or not. And then we'll probably kick this into a montage. I'm trying to make this a little bit of a longer video for you guys. I know it's been a good while since I've had anything long, I guess. I've been doing a lot more of the shorter videos, and I am sorry about that. Just with time and everything like that, it does get hard being able to keep up getting all these videos out and adding in so much time. And I know you guys understand that. This isn't the first time we have talked about this, so I do appreciate it. But I'm trying to give back and get something with a little more substance to it, besides the live streams. So What I'll do is I will throw this into a bit of a montage, and then we will move on to the next job. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that little montage. We are coming up to our last, well, I guess 1.5, maybe 2 windrows here. The next 2 after this are fairly short. The way it's looking, we are going to get right around 31, 32 bales off of this field, which is pretty nice. Overall, that's going to give us almost 100 bales for the year, which is definitely needed. Like I said before, you know, we are starting to run pretty low on our alfalfa, and I have to start figuring that out as the herd starts getting bigger. So this is definitely going to help, but we are going to take a look at possibly moving this field next year, and I'm hoping that will help take care of the issue with running short, but only time, of course, is going to tell. But we'll wrap up these last 2 bits here, and hopefully there is enough that we are going to be able to get full bales off of here and not have anything left over. I think it's going to be fairly close for sure, and I think that kind of just cemented the fact that we are going to have a little bit of alfalfa left over in here. We may end up doing a partial bale because of it, but that'll be alright. It's not going to be the end of the world. Put that in there. Let's see how we make out with this last little bit here. See where we end up. And then with it becoming 4 o'clock, we're going to have to get down there and get that forward as well. Ooh, it's going to be close. Oh, that is perfect. Right at the end. Just a little bit left over. Cannot complain about that. Oh, that's awesome. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll get back up to the shop. We'll get this dropped off, and we will see what we can do about getting a ride down there to grab that Ford. The 642, we'll bring that back. I'm going to spend the next day looking at that and getting those bales collected. Then we're going to have to get everything sold off. And then we will be in April, so we'll be fairly close to harvest for the barley. don't know if we're not going to get to that in this episode for sure. I know that, but we should in the next episode be able to bump out both of our barley fields, get those taken care of, and then go from there, because we'll have to bale up that straw, get all that, put away for the bedding and everything like that as well. Cows I took care of this morning. They're all fed. No worries there. We've got manure to move. I'm still trying to find a truck or a trailer that will work well for moving that manure down. I have not found anything that I've liked. So we are going to take a look at that. But as you can see here, we'll pull over right up here real quick before we go get that Ford. Just stop right here. As you can see, we have a lot of grass, and this goes all the way down to the edge of the map up there, and then all the way over to the grain sell point down the street. So that is going to bring in, I'm hoping, a couple $100,000, if not at least $100,000 in silage. We may have to hold on to those bales for a little bit to get to that point, but it is definitely money that the farm is going to need, especially since we're getting ready to lose another 12 grand. We are back to the to the little bit of struggle when it comes to our money, but it's not the end of the world. Everything will be fine. With that, I think we're definitely not going to lose anything. We've got the money to continue to pay our monthly payments and stuff like that. Some of our calves and our bull calves, they're getting ready to turn over as well, so we'll be able to move a bunch of these down to the main pen, get them in that, start getting them to produce milk and more young, which is going to bring in even more money. So yeah, let me get a ride down to that Ford, and we will go ahead and bring that back. Alright, so we are almost back to the farm. It has been a decent ride. I mean, overall, the thing rides really smooth. In the cab, it has a lot more rust than I thought, and, noticed some of that on the outside framework as well. But overall, for $12,000, I do not think this is a bad find. Overall, even if we only get 2 seasons out of this, I think it will pay for itself with the time that we're going to save. But I'm going to put some care into this. I think that we can have this around the farm for quite some time still. So overall, I am extremely happy with this buy. I think it's going to do us a lot of well. It's getting a lot of good. It's going to need, a good amount of work, but I'm not too concerned about that. I think we'll be able to handle that. It's no different than our New Holland. So, yeah, I think it was a good deal. I still wish I could have gotten that John Deere, but we do what we can, and unfortunately, that John Deere was not in our cards. We're gonna pull this up here to the container. I'm gonna, look over some stuff and see exactly what it needs. Just park it here for now. Shut this down. Turn the 4-ways off. Turn the beacons off. Climb down out of here. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see this thing in action. I'm going to put it on the barley field as soon as we get going with all of that. So, perfect. That's awesome. That makes me happy. Yeah, I think I'm going to end this one here. We got a good bit of work done. We got, our field baled. We got our new Ford tractor, combine down here, our 642. And in the next episode, we are going to have to get all of those silage bales that we did in the live stream. We're going to have to get those picked up and figured out where we're going to put them. And then we're going to have to look at some other stuff. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's jump in and let's take a look at what my plan is for the farm this upcoming year. Alrighty, so here is the overlay of our farm. Here's the satellite view with now our new extension over here of another 100 acres. If you guys remember, we did this once before, how we planned everything out. And I think we are going to work through and do that again here. Now, my goal with this one is because we need to get corn in. And everything we have for our corn, whether it be our crib or our hammer mill, it's all located here on the farm. So to me, it's going to make sense to plant the corn as close to the farm as possible. It'll stop us from having to travel as much. I get we're going to have to do that when we do any other crop, but for me, that's just what makes sense in my head. So for our cornfields, what I am looking at is we are going to do corn down in here. This whole field will be corn. This whole field here will be corn. Remember, they're just rough images. Don't judge. That'll be corn. This one here can be corn. Because I want to make sure I get, as much as possible when doing this. We're going to turn this one here into corn. And then, so that gives us our spaces in between. Then I think what we'll do is we'll turn both of these little ones down here into corn as well. So that'll give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 6 fields. I think that is going to be just fine for us. Now, when it comes to the alfalfa, I am looking at this whole area down here is going to be grass. It's either going to be alfalfa or it's going to be our field hay. But regardless, we're just going to color this whole thing in down here. Because this is going to be our grass headquarters. I think that's going to be the smartest bet. We can move through pretty quickly with everything down there. We can just do one continuous cut. So that'll be our grass down there. Now these fields here, the way I'm looking at doing all of this is this field here is going to come out and in. And that's how we're going to extend these fields. So all of this will become one big field in here. Now, mind you, I'll have the little gaps and everything like that to pass through, the little headlands that I've been doing. When I make our fields and stuff like that. So that'll be a new field in there. Well, an extended field. The field already exists. And then we'll probably come in this way a little bit as well. And then probably bring this out towards the road some. Which then in turns, this whole thing here will become a new field in the center here. Combining all of that, making that one big field now. We're going to extend this field just like we did in the middle. We'll bring this one out. Let's get that layer there. And then this one will come out like so, and it'll run along the woods here and up in there. And then that's going to be one big field. And then I don't want to do black just because we have the border. And then we'll have a new field where this will come out along here. And then we have this field down here, which is also cut right now with grass. But we can rip that up and we can turn that into a regular field as well. So that takes care of all of that. And then on our main farm, we still have this field here. This field that comes down through here. Field there. This is what our alfalfa field is right now. Right in there. And then of course we have our strips up here. At this bigger field. And then I need one more color for our barley field right now. So that gives us what? There's 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 fields. Now, we know the orange is going to be our corn. We know the green down here is going to be our grass, whether it's alfalfa or field grass. And I think what I'm going to do again this year is every other field is going to be soybean. And we are going to do another massive... no, wait, I can't do that. I can't do that. We need barley. We need barley. All right, so this dark gray, we make that barley. I think that'll work. We make that barley, and then everything else becomes soybean again. So if we look at it like this, so we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 13 soybean fields. And then he's gonna bring in so much money on top of that, all of the straw. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a good idea. So that's what we're gonna do. That's the plan for the farm this year. Let me go ahead and jump back in game real quick. All right, well, hopefully that helps with you guys understanding what is going to be happening on the farm this upcoming year. I'm kind of excited about it. I think it's going to definitely bring in a major change in profit. If we just go in real quick before we end this video and look at the prices. So if we go to soybeans here, at a high, we're looking at $1.28 per bushel. I mean, right now we're sitting on 95,000 bushels, well, liters, but you know, like it's not going to be a bad income. We're looking at close to $70,000 off of just what we have. We're now going to double that. And then when we bring the soybean straw in on it as well, I mean, we were getting, what, $4,500 to $5,000 a bale? Yeah, we're going to be making some good money off the beans next year on top of all of our cattle too. So I'm excited about this to see what happens. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys have been enjoying the series. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys are thinking. We are continuing to grow. We were up to 808 last time I checked. That's awesome. Ever so closer to getting to that 1,000 sub mark. But thank you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, happy farming.